everyone, how are you today? I hope you are always doing well. Amin. Let me introduce, we are from Group 3. I'm Widya Lestari and my partner is
Najla, Fitri, Salsabila.
We are students of Universitas Tangerang Raya.
Today, we are going to be talking about the prepositions in, on, and a. They are prepositions of time. Let's check it out. Prepositions of time show when something happens. Common prepositions of time are in, on, and at. When we look at in, on, and at, we move from general to more specific. In is very general. On is quite general, and at is normally more specific. Let's take a look at in first. Firstly, we use in to talk about general periods of time, because in is very general. For example, in the future, in the past, and in the present. Here is an example in a sentence. In the future, I want to be a chef. In is also used to talk about years. I mean individual years like in 1993, for example, groups of years. In the 70s, for example, of decades. And in the 19th century, for example, of centuries. Here is an example in a sentence. We graduated in 1993. I think we also used in for the season. For example, in summer, in winter, and in spring. Here is an example in a sentence. Roads became slippery in winter. Then, we also used in for the month. For example, in June, in May, in December. Here is an example in a sentence. My family and I go to the zoo in December. Lastly, we use in to talk about general parts of days, for example, in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. Here is an example in a sentence. Rooster crowing in the morning. So that's clear, in is general.
Let's move on to on. It's much more specific, but not quite as specific as at. We use on to talk about dates. For example, on August 2, 1999, or on 8 December 1996. Here is an example in a sentence. Markley was born on August 2, 1999. Next, we use on to talk about holidays or special days that include the word day. For example, on Christmas Day, on New Year's Day, and on my birthday. Here is an example in a sentence. We had fireworks on New Year's Day. Then, we also use on for days of the week. For example, on Sunday, on Monday, and on Saturday. Here is an example in a sentence. I had a lot of work on Monday. Okay guys, let's move on to at, the most specific preposition. We use at to talk about specific times. For example, at 10 a.m., at 3 p.m., at lunchtime, at sunset, at sunrise, at the moment, and at night or at noon. Here is an example in a sentence. The distinctive sounds of crickets is often heard at night.
Now that we've learned about prepositions of time, like in, on, and at, let's see how well we remember them. I have prepared some fun question games to help you practice and test your understanding. Ready? Let's go!
Question number 1. Great!
Question number 2.
Awesome! Question number 3. Excellent!
Question number 4. Incredible!
Question number 5.
Good job! Bonus question.
Answer in the comment!
Good job, everyone! I hope you had fun learning prepositions of type. Remember, the more you practice, the better you'll get. Keep practicing and
See you next time!